What's up, guys? It's Sydney, and I'm here with my friend and yoga teacher, Heather, and we're going to lead you through a full body deep stretch flow. So grab your mat and let's get started. What's up, guys? I'm so excited that you're here today, and I'm so excited to have my good friend Heather here leading us through a full body flow today. Super pumped to be giving you guys this yoga this month because I know I'm always telling you guys keep stretching, but I thought switching it up like this, bringing someone in who is a professional in this field who can lead us through the flows will help keep you guys accountable in that way. So I'm going to let Heather introduce herself. We're going to go through a 20-minute flow, and then she's just going to get us started.
Hey guys, my name is Heather and I am a yoga teacher. I also live in Charlotte, North Carolina with Sydney.
Whoop, whoop.
I've been practicing yoga now for about 10 or 11 years. I really enjoy a rocket yoga practice. I'm all about some handstands and having a lot of fun, but I also am really huge on the breath. So I love moving, connecting the breath to the movement, and that's actually what we're gonna be doing today. So today we're gonna do a 20-minute deep stretch. And what I want you guys to focus on is just connecting your breath to your movement and getting into your bodies and calming down your nervous system and just leave you feeling really, really good, okay?
Ready?
Sound good? All right, let's get started. So we're gonna start in a comfortable seat, and you can sit crisscross applesauce, or you can take a half lotus, which is just gonna be your right ankle to the inside of your left hip. Bring your hands to your knees, palm side down, close your eyes. We're going to start by just taking 3 big full body breaths. So breathe in through your nose and open your mouth, exhale. 2 more like this, breathe in and breathe out. Good, 1 more, breathe in and breathe out. And just take a minute to set an intention for your practice. So what do you need this morning or this evening whenever you're doing this flow? And when you're ready, start to blink the eyes open, and we're gonna start moving. So we're gonna start connecting our breath to our motions. So first, bring your right hand out to the side and just reach your left arm over. So getting into your side bodies, feeling your ribs expand. You can take your gaze up towards the sky. Good, now switch sides. Bring the left hand down, reach your right arm over. Good, now other side. And switch back to the left. And this next time, bring the right hand down and then stay over on this side and maybe come down onto your forearm, just taking it a little bit deeper. Feel your rib cage expand. So we're gonna have a little bit of longer holds today. Switch over to the left hand down, same option. You can stay lifted or you can come down onto the forearm. One last breath in. And exhale, come back towards center. And I like to leave my hands tented like this, and we're just gonna move into some neck stretches. So start by taking your right ear over to your right shoulder, getting a good stretch in the left side of your neck. These are really good if you sit at a desk all day, or you hold a lot of tension in your upper body. Take 1 more breath in. Good, now come back through center and just take it over to the other side. Oop, I just got a little crack.
I heard it.
The cracks aren't extra. 2 more breaths. Good, now come back up through center and just bring your chin to your chest, stretching out the back of your neck. And look up. And come back towards center. And then move into a tabletop position. So your wrists are under your shoulders and your knees are in line with your hips. We're gonna move through a few rounds of cat and cow. So on your inhale, drop your belly and look up. And then exhale, pull your belly into your spine. 2 more like this together. And exhale, round the back. Inhale, look up. And exhale, round the spine. Good, now take a few minutes just to do your own thing. So whatever feels good for you. So some options here for you guys is you can point your fingertips to the outer edges of your mat and just kind of rock back and forth, getting into your wrists. Spending a little bit of extra time if there's any like sticky situations going on. Some areas that might need a little bit of extra love. You can point the fingertips back towards your knees and then lean back and get a good stretch in the wrists. Also like to just do some C curves, just getting into your body, anything that feels good for you. I know Sydney's been working you guys this week, so make sure that you're getting all those areas.
This is good too, because like you said, everyone's gonna need something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna feel something really good in a different place.
Totally, it's really good to just like get into your body like this and just really start to connect. It's all about the breath. Postures are just postures, just shapes. All right, so when you're ready and you're feeling good, meet us back in a tabletop position. And then we're just gonna press right back to downward facing dog. So it's our first downward facing dog of the practice. So press your hands down into the mat. Spread your fingertips wide. Maybe your heels don't quite come down to the mat. That's totally fine. If you need to have a slight bend in your knees, you can go there too. You can walk out your dog, bending one knee and then bending the other knee. Just again, feel it out, whatever feels good for you. That's what we're going for today. And when you're ready, we'll just meet in stillness in our downward facing dog. And we're gonna reach our right toes up towards the sky for 3-point pose. Take a couple ankle circles here. In one direction and then the other direction. Then take a bend in your knee, and we're gonna take some hip circles. So moving again in one direction, and once you've had about 3, just reverse it into the other direction. Remembering to breathe. Re-extend the foot up for 3-point. And we're gonna step it through to a low lunge. So in your low lunge, you've got a couple options. You can bring your hands to the top of your thigh. You can bring one hand down. You can be forward like this, like whatever feels good for you. We're all different levels of flexibility, so just do what feels good for you. We're gonna stay here for a little bit, and then we're gonna move and start to floss through the hips a little bit. One more breath. Good, now from here, just shift the hips back and we're gonna come into a half split. So this will feel really good on the hamstrings. You should feel it back here. So again, you can stay lifted here or you can walk the fingertips forward depending on your flexibility and start to fold over your front leg. Good, so you wanna keep those hips, best effort, squared towards the back of the room. And when you're ready, bend back into your low lunge, and then we're just gonna do 3 times back and forth through those movements. So back towards your half split, Good, and then inhale forward, low lunge. Exhale back, half split. And bend the knee. Good, one more. And back into our low lunge. So for here, we're gonna take this a little bit deeper on this low lunge. There's a couple options for you guys here. Bring your hands to the inside of your right foot, and you can either stay here, so this is a lizard lunge variation, or you can bring the forearms down, if that feels better for you. And from here, if you want even more, you can actually roll onto the edge of your right foot. And we're gonna stay here for about 5 breaths. So this is one of my favorite postures ever. It's so good and juicy for the hips.
It feels so good.
Yeah. But what you'll find is in these hip stretches, a lot of things start to come up. So just breathe through it. And the thoughts, the to-do list, all the things that come up, just notice, don't attach, and then come back to your breath. So with each inhale, and then exhale, see if you can take it a little bit deeper on the exhale. Mindful for what feels good to you today. So the last option, if you want, you can either stay in that lizard lunge or you can reach back for the quad stretch. So you're gonna take a bend in your left knee and you're gonna reach your right hand back and grab a hold of your foot. You can also do this up on your palm. If you were there and you wanna get into your hip flexor a little bit more, you can do that too. One more breath here. Good, slowly release without snapping. And we're just gonna place the hands back down on the mat, step back to a high plank. And we're gonna do a quick vinyasa to reset, but come down to your knees for this one, okay? Bend the elbows, chaturanga. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Press your hands down into the mat, look up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take one big cleansing breath in through your nose and open your mouth. Good, now just doing the same thing on the other side. Left toes up towards the sky, 3-point pose. Take those ankle circles in one direction and the other direction. Take a bend in your knee. Get into the hips, some of those hip circles. Notice how different this side feels than the other side. When you're ready, re-extend the foot and step it through for low lunge. So again, you've got your options. I like to bring my palms to the top of my thigh here. You can really feel that here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good one. Two more breaths. And bring the hands down. We'll sit it back for a half split. So the goal here too, just to make sure that your foot is flexed, so your toes are pointing up towards the sky. And again, hips are square to the back of the room, best effort. One more breath, and then we'll start to move between the two. Lean forward, back into our low lunge. Sit it back, half split. Low lunge. Maybe take the gaze up. Sit it back, half split. Last time here, low lunge. And sit it back, half split. Come back into your low lunge, and then we'll move into the lizard variation. So bringing those hands to the inside of the left foot. Again, we can stay here. Come down onto our forearms. Roll onto the outer blade of our left foot for a little bit more. And now we breathe. The breath is always the most important. It can let us get a lot deeper into the posture. It's also just really calming, and that's what's so great about a deep stretch. Last breath. Good, now you can stay wherever you are, it's totally fine, or you can reach back and take the quad stretch. So left hand is gonna reach back for your right foot. Option to roll that shoulder open, get into the shoulder stretch a little bit as well. Last deep breath here. And exhale, slowly release without snapping. And then crawl back up onto your hands and step it back. High plank, we'll take one more of those modified vinyasas. So drop your knees down, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. And just take a minute to pause and notice how this down dog feels so much different than the first down dog. Hopefully your hips are feeling a lot more open. Moving into pigeon pose, right toes reach, 3-point, and step it through. So your shin is gonna be parallel to the top of your mat. So this is, I'll let Sydney show this variation and then I'll show a modified one. So this is pigeon pose in that way, and then you can also do this. So if you need a modified version, this is really nice as well. If your hips are a little bit tighter, you can take your right ankle and put it on top of your left thigh, and then you're gonna wanna take your hands through and then just gently pull that leg towards you, and then use your right elbow to press your right leg away from you. Both feet are flexed in both positions, mine and Sydney's, because we wanna make sure that we're protecting the knee. If you're in the modified version like I am, press your low back towards the mat. And only pull that leg as close to you as you feel comfortable. So if you're where Sydney is as well, you can walk your hands a little bit forward and then fold over your front leg. And just start to settle in, and we'll take 3 breaths here. Last breath is always the deepest. Breathe in and out. And then we're just gonna keep it simple and switch sides. So for Sydney, she can just bring that leg back around, and if you're on your back like me, just put your left ankle on top, underneath your right knee or on your right thigh. Weave those hands through. Grab a hold of your right hamstring and just start to pull that leg towards you as much as you can, as much as feels good. Keep those feet flexed. A couple more breaths. And then slowly start to come out of this wherever you are. We'll just rock up to seated. Send our legs out in front of us. And we're just gonna take a seated forward fold. So inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And then exhale, forward fold. So if you're a little bit tight and you can't really fold as far here, it's no problem. Just take a gentle bend in your knees. That'll help you out a little bit. Wherever you are is perfect as long as you're breathing. So 2 more breaths. Good, now start to come up. And take it back to your backs. We're gonna get into happy baby. So bend the knees and grab the insides of your feet or the outer blades of your feet. Whatever feels good to you. And then pull your feet down towards the mat so your knees are down towards the mat. Make sure your low back is pressing into the mat also. You can stay here if you want to rock side to side if that feels good. Slowly release this. Bring one knee into your chest and we're going to take a spinal twist. So left knee up and over the right. Gaze in the opposite direction. So gaze towards your right hand. Bring it back towards center. Give that knee a squeeze. And put it down next to the left. And then bring your left knee into your chest. And then take it up and over towards the right. Gaze in the opposite direction. So gaze towards your left hand. I just got another pop. I'm not mad at it. It's okay. Good, now bring it back towards center. And then release it down to the left. And we're just gonna take a little Shavasana moment here. So let your body get really heavy and take up space. So wherever you are, just take your hands further away from your body. Maybe make your legs a little bit wider than your mat. And just take a second to fully relax and reap the benefits of your practice. And you can stay here as long as you want. And whenever you're ready, you're just going to gently bring some movement into your fingers and into your toes. Bring one knee into the chest and the other. Rock side to side. Forwards and backwards until you make your way up into a comfortable seated position, just like we started the practice. Bring your hands to prayer center. Just take one last big deep breath in through your nose, and sigh it out. And just take a minute to have some gratitude for yourself and to thank your strong, healthy body that allows you to do this practice and to move, and your open mind that keeps you coming back. Namaste.
Thank you so much. Namaste, namaste.
Good job.
Thank you so much. I hope you guys got a lot out of this. I know I feel so much better. I think I'm just gonna sit here for a while. No, I'm just kidding. But you could see how she gave you guys a bunch of different options. Whatever flexibility level or mobility level that you're at, there's never any harm in practicing moving into what is pushing you a little bit, but also, like she said, just breathing through those challenges and making sure that you're working towards progress no matter what the goal is or what method you're using to get there. Just make sure you're breathing through it. You're doing the right things for your body. So thank you for being here. Thank you for leading us through this practice.
Thank you.
And before you guys head out, don't forget to like the video if you finish this flow with us and subscribe to the channel. I will leave all of Heather's contact info, her website, her Instagram, her everything in the description below so you can follow along with her journey as well and keep learning from her. But guys, I will see you back here tomorrow. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.